Hi, I'm Ella Pierzecki. In just 3 weeks, Isabella County members will head to the polls. They will be voting on a millage to continue current county services like the Humane Society and funding for the Sheriff's Department. This millage will raise about $6 million in just the first year. In addition, they will be voting on a bond to build a community aquatic center. This multi-purpose pool will be able to be used for educational and recreational activities and will cost about $25 million. Now, although the election is still in 2 weeks, Michigan voters can head to the polls beginning on this Saturday. I talked to Central Vote's Vice President Avery to find out more. Take a look. In 2022, Michigan voters passed ballot Proposal 2, allowing voters to vote early in person. This allows voters to fill out their ballot and insert it into a tabulator to see that it has been counted, just as they would have on Election Day. The state requires communities to offer early in-person voting for a minimum of 9 consecutive days.
It gave us 9 days of in-person early voting, so in each voting jurisdiction, you now have 9 days guaranteed to you where there will be polls open during regular business hours that you can go to and vote anytime.
For most of Isabella County, early voting will take place from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Stadium Mall. For the city of Mount Pleasant and Union Township, early voting is at Powers Hall on the Central Michigan campus from 4 to 8 p.m. In addition to early in-person voting, voters can vote early with an absentee ballot. If you have any questions about how to obtain an absentee ballot, where to vote, or even what's on your ballot, you can head to michigan.gov/vote. Happy Election Day, everyone. I'm Ella Pierzecki. Today, Michigan voters had the opportunity to go to the polls and vote in the presidential primary. Locally, here in Isabella County, voters had the opportunity to vote on 2 proposals. I went to precinct number 3 at Fancher Elementary School in Mount Pleasant today to speak with residents about what they thought about building the pool. Can you tell me what you think about the bond to build the aquatic center?
That's the main reason I came to vote today. Is my daughter's a swimmer and I really wanted Mount Pleasant to have a pool for their team. One of the things is the community doesn't understand that they don't have a competition pool in the area. CMU doesn't have one. There's not some hidden pool somewhere that they can use.
I voted yes on the bond. I have studied this quite a bit. I've learned a lot about it. I feel like the Aquatic Authority really did great research in terms of putting together this plan. I think it will be an economic boost for our community.
I think we need the aquatic center. Myself, I'll use it.
Although I only spoke with supporters of the aquatic center, opponents are taking to Facebook. Judith Abendroth posted, quote, "My vote will be no on the aquatic center. Why? Because it will be used mainly by those that reside in the city, not the rest of the county. Farmers and those that live farther away will seldom be able to have the time to drive to and utilize the center. You must consider the entire area before making major proposals of how to spend our money." I also spoke with Norma Bailey. She is the chairperson for Precinct 3 here in Mount Pleasant. She talked about the importance of voting.
I believe and have all my life that every vote matters because we've had elections, not necessarily a national election, but we've had local elections here that were determined by one vote. In fact, there was one that was a tie and the 2 candidates had to flip a coin to see who won the election. So particularly in local elections, it's important. But I just believe that if I want to have my voice heard, I need to cast my ballot.
So you can head to your polls until 8 p.m. tonight to vote and to register to vote. If we turn things nationally, Democratic presidential primary, incumbent President Joe Biden won with 81% of the vote across the state of Michigan. Interestingly enough, voting uncommitted began as a protest against Joe Biden and the war in Gaza in Dearborn, Michigan. As many as 3 out of 4 Arab Americans in Dearborn cast a vote for uncommitted as a way to protest the war. Finally, if we look at the Republican primary here in Michigan, Donald Trump took over the victory, beating Nikki Haley with 68% of the vote and gaining 12 delegates. As Haley has said in the past, she will not be dropping out of the race until at least Super Tuesday, which will take place next week on March 5th. If we take a look at the national map, these are all of the states that President Trump has already won. So he won delegates in Michigan, in South Carolina, Nikki Haley's home state, in New Hampshire, and even in Nevada. So currently, Donald Trump has 122 delegates and Haley has just 24. And then if we look over here, all of these states are the states that are going to be voting on Super Tuesday in the GOP primary. It's possible for Trump and Haley to earn up to 874 delegates out of 2,400 up for grabs for the Republican primary. Over the next few weeks, we will keep you updated on the election. I'm Ella Pierzecki, News Central.